Welcome back to the channel. So this one's an interesting one. So judging by the title, probably wondering where I'm at, why I'm here. I'm back with my dear friend Jesse at Porsche Mainline, and I sold my 2018 GT3, my 991.2 manual, and let me explain. There's a couple cool cars, specifically one, a sport classic that's here. It's leaving soon, so I do want to walk over and show it to you. You'll see probably some of it in B-roll if I throw that in here, but there's actually two sport classics here. If you're not familiar with that car, Porsche did a limited run of them. There's a gray one over in the corner, we'll walk that one, and then there's a paint a sample Smyrna green. Phenomenal color. I wasn't sure about how it would look in person, and it's sharp. I mean, I was, obviously you guys know the mint car that I had. It's kind of on the mint color palette, but hoping with my better camera here rather than pictures, we can see some of the color, but it looks beautiful in the kind of the Sport Classic looks a little older, right? It's kind of a throwback. So it's nice to see some of the throwback colors on that car. So let's go over and take a look at it. This is what I'm talking about. Paint the sample Smyrna green. That right there. Look at that. Beautiful car. Kind of see the heritage badge on there, but beautiful, beautiful car. Very limited. But again, it's kind of a little bit more blue coming out on camera, but in person, I would say if you take the mint car, take my mint car and you put a little more green in it and shift the palette that way and take some of the blue out, that's what it looks like. But it just works with the decal, the duckbill. Look at the seats in here. Manual. Air actually comes in across in through here, so you got the wide body minus the intakes here, so everything kind of comes in. You might be able to see it. See it right down there, but special car, special car. If we go over down here, you can see, as always, we're in the new dealership, so got a nice turbo GT3. You can pause at the turbo. Check out the seats inserts on that. Pretty cool. Not a big fan of these wheels. Some people love them, some people hate them. Porsche, I think, could have done a better job on the wheels, but that's me. But I love the color. GT3, although it's got the comfort seats. Not a big fan of the comfort seats. You guys know I like my buckets, but I think this car is just absolutely gorgeous. The wing, I think they did a really, really nice job with the .2 GT3s. Here's the other Sport Classic. So you can see a little more of a traditional color, but look at the silhouette of this thing. Look at the rear profile of this car, right? How wide it comes out. Just kind of has this very rounded edge, and then you've got this freaking beautiful, beautiful duckbill spoiler. I think this is one of the best cars Porsche has made so far. The owners are lucky to have one. Beautiful gold inlay on the badges. Just look at the hips of this thing. Just looks so menacing. Very, very hard to get, selling for ridiculous prices, but I mean, come on. Let me know in the comments which one would you guys have, the GT3 or the Sport Classic? Let me know down below. I think the last time we were here was the video of me buying the .2 GT3. So we're back now. Obviously the dealership has changed a little bit because it's filled up and they're actually in here now. You guys saw the tour last time, so we won't do a massive tour, but you can see pretty well filled up. Beautiful place to be. Here's kind of the sport section, if you remember that. Car can go sit out here on the mezzanine and look over. So really nice place to be. But enough of me, let's go see why we're here. So let me explain why we're here. I sold my manual .2 GT3, the silver car that you actually saw last video a couple months ago. My bad. It's also wintertime in Pennsylvania, so you just have to cut people who post car videos some slack in Pennsylvania during from basically November to end of March. Crap weather, deal with it. Anyways, we're here. I sold that car. It was a great car. I had a manual in my GT4. Jesse's over here, if you see who I'm looking at. I sold that car. That was great. Got the GT3. That was great. And very special car. Really like that car. It was a .2, so it was all refined, everything, but it wasn't quite the car I was looking for initially. The car I was looking at disappeared. We settled with that. Then this car came about. And I say this other car came about. So I'll turn the camera around. Now it's going to be hard in this space to get it, but you can see. I mean, it's pretty, it's pretty apparent.
Same silhouette.
it's same silhouette. You see the front, right? So it's, I mean, if you know Porsches, you can look by just the little hood indent here. Also, it's really showing up on camera.
Some gills.
Yeah, there's some things on the side there, and then obviously the eyeball in the back here. And why don't we just pop this thing off and show you what it is. So, a little different than the .2, but a little more flashy, a little more my color palette. Obviously, ultraviolet is one of the best colors.
Yes.
The best color, I think. This was one of my...
Short-lived, but for good reason. It makes this more special.
Right, 1 year, that's it. This was on the short list for my 4RS, right?
Yes.
For a paint to sample color.
Yep.
So it's got all the options for the most part. Obviously the BBS wheels, which the silver, I'm not normally a silver wheel guy, but accents really nicely with the uprights, and the thing is slammed. Mm-hmm. It is slammed. We got buckets in there, full leather. Yep. I like on this car, most of these had yellow to match the PCCBs. I like the silver stitching, just keeps it very plain. Yes, it's not a manual, but it's PDK. At heart, I'm a PDK guy. I also didn't realize that these were illuminated. Yeah, so I saw that. Very nice. So all the goodies. Yeah, what a car. This thing's gonna be gnarly. And the exhaust.
Yes.
We had to
a lot of work in the exhaust.
We had to call our friends up at Soul and put a nice loud exhaust on there, and then the last piece, the plate lives on. Plate lives on.
Never late.
So I think it's a fair trade-off. Everybody's always concerned with the values of these cars, right? It's like, listen, if you're gonna hang on to one, there's either two cars to hang on to: the manual GT3s or an RS.
There was a lot of firsts with this car from Porsche, which makes it a little bit more special. The 4-liter in this car was the first time a especially 4-liter model had a 4-liter. from the 997 GT3 RS 4.0.
Right.
Now, every GT3 RS had the 4.0. 21-inch wheels staggered front to rear, shares the same exact size and width as the 918 Spider.
I don't even know if I can show that or
It's pretty hard, yeah. There's a lot of tire back there.
Like, it is huge.
But this is the first GT car to do the staggered front to rear wheel sizes. And then obviously the width being shared with the 918 for a naturally aspirated road car is just ridiculous.
Bonkers.
This spoiler versus the standard GT3, so 3 times more downforce on this car because of that, which is very significant. And the tuning on this PDK is probably one of the best they ever did. The .1 generation, when they really put the effort and focus into PDK on the RS cars,
right.
They designed it to really be a race car experience. And first time we saw the PDK Sport Plan.
Oh,
which
yeah.
does even more fun things.
So there is a little fun fact in this car that not a lot of people know, and I love it. And, you know, the Porsche guys who track know, but right down here, there's a pit speed button.
Yes.
And people don't, that is the coolest thing. Basically, I'm gonna call it the on-ramp button. So you can set the pit speed and just press that button and foot to the floor, be pegged. It'll hold you at 50 miles, whatever you set it at. 30, I think it goes like 35 to 55. And you set it, and then you just click that button off, keep your foot planted to the floor, and it just goes. I think that is the coolest thing, and people don't know that's a missed, like...
Yeah, it's a production road car.
Right, with a pit speed button. Right, right. So this is like my little, like that's one of the party tricks of this car because they want you to track it. So
also, the double bubble roof.
Oh yeah,
Can't beat that.
The double bubble roof, right? The line that comes through, carbon fiber hood. The fenders are carbon fiber too. So, what a machine.
A lot of real race car stuff on this.
Yeah, obviously the nice headlights. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I wanted this car, like, back when this came out, it was like, everybody got lava or white. Yep. And then people had these cars, but they weren't, a lot of them weren't fully spec'd. Like, they had the boring plain Jane headlights. They had
Not a full leather interior.
Steel brakes, right? So these were used, but it's really I mean, just look at it. And obviously it's coming up a little darker purple in here, but when it gets out in the sun, it's a nice pastel purple. So
It's the GT car very well.
yeah. I just can't get this monstrosity of a wig. One small thing Jesse always does for his customers is the painted keys to match. So check this out. We did one purple, and then you see this one in the seat here. We did one in GT silver, which matches the stitching. So always nice touches with him. Windy out here, might be hard to hear, but the color's totally different out here. Much brighter now. Sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I will put all his info on the screen right here, and in every Instagram post I tag you. Yep. But Jesse, thank you again.
Absolutely.
We need to find a nickname for it. Barney was not allowed.
Yeah.
So
We'll figure something out.
We'll figure something out, but Porsche Mainline, if you're anywhere near Philadelphia, Westchester.
Purple People Eater.
Purple People Eater, there you go. Come down and check out their new building. It is beautiful. They will always help you out. We'll see you soon.